first and foremost, the Tinubu administration think they are just going to come and prank Nigerians again by giving the likes of IBB's son appointment. If you like, give Buhari's son appointment. You are giving individuals that are already made appointment, and you think it's going to make us forget. No, Northern Nigeria is not going to forget. We have suffered, we are still suffering, and we are the only individuals that know what we are going through. So giving these appointments is nothing. Renaming a university after the former president, oh wow, that's actually a good thing, but that is not going to get you sympathy votes from Northern Nigeria. Never. Because we know what you've done to us, and the Tinubu administration have put us in. See, people, when Ogufi beg you for 5K before, they go beg you for 5K now. People that were able to feed themselves and their family are unable to feed themselves and their family right now. Why? Because of the stringent conditions that has been imposed by this government on Nigerians. We in Northern Nigeria, wallahi, we are not going to forget. This, you see this? It is nothing. It is nothing. If you like, go to the house of every elite in Northern Nigeria, pick their first sons and daughters, give them appointments. We would not forget. And that's not going to make the APC and the Tinubu administration get sympathy.
Barrister, you think Tinubu cares about about Northern votes?
Some of these people that talk like this, I have issues with their talk. One, they did not raise their voices when Buhari was doing virtually the same thing that Tinubu is doing now.
Yeah.
They were comfortable. They didn't raise their voice. Somebody brought out a list of appointments saying this is Yoruba, this is Yoruba, this is Yoruba, this is Yoruba. Buhari did the same thing. Buhari is the first president to introduce this type of thing in Nigeria. And the elites in the north, they found it very comfortable. They were quiet. Now, when the thing is reversed against them, they are making all sorts of noises. But that is not to say that people are not suffering. People are suffering. But again, like I said, Nigerian voting and the electoral process in Nigeria is never dependent on how a government performs. Let me be clear. It is never about how a government performs. Some other factors determine the outcome of elections. So Tinubu is confident. He is not leaving any stone untouched. He is making sure that there is no chance of his leaving that office in 2027, whether by a genuine or proper election or by whatever means possible, whether by vote or by declaration or by whatever means, he is not prepared to leave that office. So this kind of statements from people like this do not move him. He has done the mathematics and he knows that there is no way that he will not get some portion of votes from the north. All this one, these people are talking. As long as you see the governors are still with him for now, he will get some major votes, even if he does not get all. And if you do your homework properly in the other parts of the country, he will get sufficient votes, not if not to win, to fill in the gap. Because when you want to rig election, you must still have some support in the place you want to rig the election. That is what he is after.
You see, Northerners are just too full of themselves. I was born and bred in the North, so I understand how Northerners think. They are they are just egocentric. They feel entitled. That sense of entitlement has overbloated their sense of reasoning. In 2023, everybody, we all tried to see how the North can vote for Peter Obi. We did all we could. I have some personal Hausa Fulani friends that a friend particularly that we are, because of that, we are no more friends, unfortunately. because he chose to go with religious sentiments instead of going with reality. And that's exactly what I always say this. I don't know why the North has been so foolish and myopic over the years, especially an average northern person on the street. I don't know why they have failed to understand that their leaders, northern leaders or elites, are really, really using and manipulating them. I don't know how they fail, why and how they fail to realize that bad governance or bad system, bad government affects the North more than any part. Not as a region, but the North as Northerners as people. It affects Northerners as a people more than any other region. I think I've held a monologue on this and try to actually appeal to the Northerners to understand their situation, especially the Nigerian situation, that if Nigeria is bad today, it is worse in the North than any part of the country. Yet, the Northerners are the ones that have been so foolish over the years to do the needful, to do the right thing. An average Northerner always put religion in front of him or herself when it comes to voting, when it comes to political decisions. And that is what is killing the North. And that is why the North suffers more. I have said it before. An Igbo man can survive in any situation. Go and see an average Igbo man on the street is a middleman. The worst scenario, worst case scenario, go to the east and see Igbo. We have more overwhelming majority of people in the middle class than the lower class. In the North, we just have two classes. Just the corner, because even in the North, the people that are succeeding there are the Southerners, the Igbos to be precise. So in the North, we just have two classes of personalities. We have the top and the bottom. While in Igbo, we have the top, middle, and the bottom. And the middle is overwhelmingly more than the bottom. An Igbo man can survive in any situation. Their businesses are thriving, even though you talk about the economy. The economy is having serious issues right now. But an Igbo man's economy does not have issues. Their businesses are thriving. But go to the North. We have either the poor or the rich. No middle class. Yet the Northerners have failed to understand this trajectory. They are the ones that receive the beating more when the system goes bad than any part of the country. Go to the West too. Yoruba, they can survive. Yoruba, they can go into petty trading, all those, do whatever they have to do to survive. Fry akara, sell like on the road, hawk here and there to survive or whatever. They have more capacity, much higher capacity to survive in any situation than the Northerner. So that is a problem. So that gentleman, I don't know him. I just came across that clip and I just watched him and I decided to talk about it. I said, that man, just like you noted, what he said is just nonsense. It's nonsensical to me. Because whatever the North is facing today, or Northerners are facing today, they deserved it. They deserve it. Because all they needed to do was to listen to the voice of reasoning in 2023. Although even though the North actually, arguably, they voted for Peter Obi. Because Tinubu didn't win that election. That's obvious. But at the same time, if the Northerners, if we had serious cry from the North, if the Northerners had stood up, because when it comes to political resistance, the government at the center always listen to the resistance from the North than the West. The rest, what you call political resistance, the West has been known for resistance politically. But government always, they don't care. They don't listen to the north, to the south, to the west, when it comes to political resistance. But when the resistance is coming from the north, the government at the center always take it very seriously. It threatens them because they know how powerful. When it comes to resistance, they know how powerful the north is. For political resistance. That is the point. But the north has not been politically resistant to the center because the elites, always, all northern elites, they always find a way around the system, around the power, the seat of power. Any government that they find a way to actually romance, go into bromance or an alliance or association with that for their own personal gains, and just go home and share peanuts and continue to perpetuate the average northerner in slavery. So that is just, honestly, I do not, that guy that just said that, how those comments, it's nonsense. One, Tinubu, just like Barrister said, Tinubu will always have his way. He will align himself with the elites, bribe his way to get votes. And that is exactly what he will do. He will do that. He will do that in the West. He will do that in the East. He will do that in the North Central. And that is it. And above all, and that he's even doing that just to give an image, project an image to the global community of legitimacy. That's just, otherwise, Tinubu, his intention is to massively and scientifically, he wants to do in a very sophisticated manner this time around, rig the election in his favor. That's exactly what he's doing. So all those opposition, unfortunately, I hate to say, they're just wasting their time. It is so sad that we are allowing this menace called Tinubu, that has been ruling us for 2 years now, to remain there. It is so sad. And again, I partly blame Peter Obi for Tinubu's emergence as a president. Not emergence, but Tinubu's settlement as a president, or as a president. Because if Peter Obi had done the needful when this election was fraudulently announced, we wouldn't be where we are today. So anyway, that is our take on that.